With a $40 million net worth, 50 Cent is an American rapper, producer, actor, and businessman. His breakthrough album, Get Rich or Die Trying, launched him to worldwide prominence in the early 2000s, going platinum several times and producing hits like In Da Club. His later albums, such as The Massacre, were also very successful. 50 Cent is a well-known artist who combines aggressive lyrics with catchy hooks in his unique style. He has sold millions of albums worldwide. But his impact goes beyond just music. He has accomplished great things in the business world, most notably with his investment in Vitamin Water, which paid off handsomely when the company was acquired by Coca-Cola. Furthermore, 50 Cent has successfully made the switch to acting and producing in movies and television shows. His semi-autobiographical TV show, Power, has been successful and produced multiple spin-offs. To date in his career, 50 Cent has made between $200 and $300 million from a variety of sources, including record sales, touring, and brand partnership deals. Regretfully, he has also overspent, particularly on vehicles, real estate, and legal fees, which led to his Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing in July 2015. Later in this piece, there will be much more on that filing. Prior to filing for bankruptcy, 50 Cent's wealth exceeded $100 million. Childhood. Curtis James Jackson, i.e., the father of 50 Cent, was born in Queens, New York City on July 6, 1975. His mother, Sabrina, a drug dealer, reared him in the South Jamaica neighborhood. Jackson was only 8 years old when she passed away. After then, 50 Cent's grandmother reared him. He started dealing drugs after school at the age of 12. He was taken into custody in the 10th grade after trying to enter his high school with guns and cash for drugs and getting detected by metal detectors. In 1994, he was detained once more after he sold cocaine to a police informant in disguise. When heroin, crack cocaine, and a pistol were found during a police search of his house, he was taken into custody once more. He completed a 6-month boot camp and obtained his GED. Early professional experience was shooting. Jackson became well known after releasing the contentious underground rap song, How to Rob. He was shot and admitted to the hospital in May 2000, just as he was getting ready to release Thug Love, a single featuring Destiny's Child. A gunman had ambushed him outside his grandmother's Queens residence. 9 shots were fired by the alleged attacker, Darryl Baum, a bodyguard for Mike Tyson. 50 Cent was hit in the hand, arm, hip, both legs, chest, and left cheek. 3 weeks later, the attacker was killed. During his 13-day stay in the hospital, 50 Cent inked a publishing contract with Columbia Records. Then again, Columbia fired him when he attempted to release the song Ghetto Koran. In an attempt to increase his notoriety, he relocated to Canada to record songs for mixtapes after being placed on a nationwide blacklist by the U.S. recording industry. He dropped the mixtape, Guess Who's Back, in 2002. Ascent to notoriety. Eminem first became aware of Jackson in 2002. Guess Who's Back left Eminem so impressed that he invited Jackson to meet Dr. Dre in Los Angeles. 50 Cent signed a record deal worth $1 million and put out No Mercy, No Fear. The soundtrack to Eminem's film 8 Mile included a song by 50 Cent. 2003 saw 50 Cent achieve enormous success with his breakthrough album, Get Rich or Die Trying. In its first 4 days of release, it sold nearly 1 million copies and debuted at No. 1 on the Billboard charts. The lead single, In Da Club, broke the record for the most listened to song in radio history in just 1 week. Soon after, 50 received his own label, G-Unit Records, from Interscope. March 2005 saw the release of Jackson's second album, The Massacre. With 1.14 million copies sold in its first 4 days and a 6-week run at the top of the Billboard charts, it was yet another enormous hit. Curtis, his third album, was released in 2007 and debuted at No. 2 on the Billboard 200. The fourth album, Before I Self-Destruct, was released in November 2009. His fifth album, Street King Immortal, was delayed until November 2012 due to disagreements with his record label. His studio albums have sold more than 21 million copies to date. Other activities. During his brief period in the public eye, 50 Cent established the record label G-Unit Records, introduced the G-Unit apparel line, and even appeared in a number of films alongside film industry heavyweights such as Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. 2012 saw the formation of the Money Team, a boxing promotion company. Filing for bankruptcy. The Wall Street Journal revealed on July 13, 2015, that 50 Cent had declared personal bankruptcy under Chapter 11. Since 50 was a Connecticut resident at the time, the bankruptcy was filed in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court, located in Hartford, Mike Tyson's former estate at 50 Poplar Hill, Dr. Farmington, CT 06032, at the time of the filing. The assets that 50 Cent disclosed in the filing were estimated to be worth between $10 million and $50 million. He asserted that his debts were equal. The application was submitted a few days after a jury found that 50 should pay $5 million to Livonia Leviston, Rick Ross's ex-girlfriend, for purposefully releasing a sex tape featuring her. The award consisted of $2.5 million for unauthorized use of her image and an additional $2.5 million for emotional distress. In order for the jury to assess additional punitive damages, the judge in that case also mandated that Mr. Jackson provide documentation of his earnings and value. About a year earlier, in a trademark infringement case involving a former partner in a headphone company, another judge had ordered 50 to pay $17.5 million in damages. This was before the $5 million judgment. Combined, he faced possible court awards of $22.5 million before punitive damages in the sex tape case were determined. The three reasons below indicate that the bankruptcy filing was, at the very least, partly a calculated move. Asterisk number 1. To keep Livonia Leviston, the judgment creditor, from interfering with his business operations or putting lines on his assets. The second goal is to compel the creditor to engage in negotiations in order to reduce the $5 million judgment. Asterisk number 3. To keep Ms. Leviston from receiving additional punitive damages from the jury in the sex tape case. When you're successful and stuff, you become a target, he would later clarify. I want to avoid being the target. I would hate for someone to choose me as the guy they go to for astronomical claims and all of that. In this case, I'm taking the safety measures that any sane businessperson would. His attorney responded with the following. The filing permits Mr. Jackson to continue his involvement with various business interests and continue his work as an entertainer while he pursues an orderly reorganization of his financial affairs. Vitamin water offer. The most astute financial move made by 50 Cent was when he agreed to take a minority ownership in Vitamin Water in exchange for serving as their celebrity spokesperson and donating his name to the Formula 50 beverage. For $4.1 billion, Coca-Cola acquired Glassjaw, the company that makes Vitamin Water, in 2007. Most people agree that 50 Cent made about 10 times as much money from the sale of Vitamin Water as he had from any previous music venture. The initial report stated that 50 owned 10% of Vitamin Water, meaning that 50 would have received a windfall of $410 million before taxes. Investment bankers familiar with the deal largely discounted this figure, hinting later that 50's stake was actually closer to 2.5%. If 50 Cent had held a 2.5% share, he would have made between $100 and $150 million before taxes from the sale. $261 million in total. Deal on effin' vodka. It was rumored, but not verified, in July 2017 that 50 had sold his minority interest in effin' vodka for $60 million. Using Instagram, 50 Cent verified that the deal had occurred, but he did not validate the $60 million figure, which can be linked to DJ Envy's radio program on The Breakfast Club. Envy disclosed the number, but she gave no reference or way to confirm it. It's possible that the number originated from 50, which would be fascinating to learn about and could indicate that it's accurate, but it could also be an overstatement. Since we are still awaiting additional official sources of confirmation, the figure has not yet been included in the breakdown of 50's net worth above. Starz transaction. 50 Cent inked a 4-year overall contract in October 2018 with Starz, the cable network that hosts his drama series Power. If all of the milestones are met, the deal, which includes a 3-series commitment, could end up being worth $150 million. Individual life. 50 Cent and his ex-girlfriend Shaniqua Tompkins are parents to a son. The birth month of Marquise Jackson is October 1996. Later, Tompkins filed a $50 million lawsuit against Jackson, but it was dismissed. The two have frequently disagreed on social media. In 2005, 50 backed President George W. Bush following criticism from fellow rapper Kanye West regarding the president's tardiness in responding to the Hurricane Katrina tragedy. Jackson went on to endorse Hillary Clinton in 2016 and Barack Obama in 2008. Jackson does not use alcohol or drugs, despite what is said in many of his songs. Following his stroll through Cincinnati International Airport in May 2016, Jackson verbally and physically assaulted a janitor there, accusing him of being intoxicated. The janitor turned out to be a teenage girl with autism and hearing loss. After the teen's parents saw the viral video, they decided to sue 50 Cent. They agreed to an apology from 50 Cent and a $100,000 donation to Autumn's Beach. A 50,000-square-foot mansion with 21 bedrooms, 37 bathrooms, a gym, a casino, and a nightclub was purchased by 50 Cent in 2003 on a 17-acre plot of land in Connecticut. Mike Tyson was the previous owner of the residence. In addition to going through a divorce, Mike had filed for bankruptcy in the same year that 50 Cent purchased the estate. Tyson was told to give his ex-wife, Monica Turner, ownership of the mansion. Turner made an additional $6 million in upgrades, such as adding a private movie theater, an infinity pool, and a helicopter pad, after selling the property to 50 Cent for $4.1 million. We discovered from 50's attorneys during his 2015 bankruptcy proceedings that the average monthly maintenance and financing cost of the home is approximately $72,000. Just his utility bills came to $18,000. In an unsuccessful attempt to sell the house for $18.5 million in 2007, 50 tried again in 2007. Since then, he's been trying, still unsuccessfully, to sell a house. In September 2018, he reduced the price to $4.995 million once more, but no one was interested. At last, in April 2019, he sold the house for $2.9 million, which represented an 84% reduction from his initial offer price and a $1.2 million loss when compared to the purchase price alone.